The best obviously should fight the best, and people need to stop worrying about Instagram and social media. Like, hey, if this guy's ranked number 2 in the world, or ranked number 1 in the world, or ranked top 10 in almost every organization, that means something. You know what I mean? Like, it means something. It's not just, oh, they put him there just because. No, like, I'm here because I earned my shot, and they didn't give it to me. There's other fighters at this, and I stepped up ultimately. I stepped up to the plate. While nobody wanted to fight him, everybody was pricing themselves out or whatever the situation again. I don't know whatever happened with the Picasso situation, but he was front runner. Then all of a sudden the fight fell. So I don't know why it fell or anything like that, but again, I stepped up to the plate, and people should be, hey man, like, give me credit because nobody wanted to fight him.
And Ramon, of course, Inoue is talked about the world over, top three pound for pound. Some people have him one, some people have him two, but I don't think anybody has him outside the top three. What would it mean for you? Obviously, we know this is a legacy defining fight, for yourself. What would it mean, to be able to pull off this shocker, to which is it, which that would be to most people. But what would it mean for you to have your hand raised, come May?
Man, it'll be a dream come true. You know, um, It'll be a dream come true 100% because it's like, since like I told you, man, since 2008, since I started boxing, I never told myself I want to go to the Olympics, I want to be Olympian, I want to be a gold medalist. I never said that. I always told myself I want to be a world champion. And it'll be a dream come true, really, to where, getting my hand raised on May 4th will be like, I mean, I don't think there'll be anything else better in my life. Obviously, probably having kids, but until then, I wouldn't know. So I think winning May 4th will be the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life so far.
How does it feel fighting on Cinco de Mayo weekend? You guys are sharing the weekend with other big stars. Probably the biggest weekend in boxing. Ryan Garcia's fighting, Teofimo Lopez is fighting, Canelo's fighting the next day, and then you guys cap it off on May 4th. How does it feel to be fighting on that special day for many Mexicans?
It feels good. It feels great. It feels like I told you, man. I growing up, I used to see these guys. Like, I used to see these guys on TV. Like, I used to see them. I used to see them fight each other. Floyd would always fight on Cinco de Mayo weekend, and to kind of be able to fight, and hopefully start my own legacy and create my own legacy after this fight will be a dream come true, man. It'll be, it'll mean a lot to me.
And Ramon, obviously, you have the services of Joel Diaz, very experienced coach there. Obviously, in a way, has his father. I mean, what does it mean to have somebody like a Joel Diaz who's been there? He's been at the mountaintop. He's got vast wealth of experience. He's walked through those doors. What is it going to be for you to have him? Come in?
It's gonna feel good because I know, like you said, man, I have a trainer that's been there and done it, and he's been at the top of the top, and he knows what it is to be on that level. So now it's not something that I'm going in kind of worried, because sometimes some trainers that you work with, or that you have never been to that level, so they don't, sometimes they fold under pressure, because those bright lights, they get to you. So for me, it's just, him having that experience to be there. He'll know how to handle any situation that comes to us that night.
And Ramon, obviously, there's vast amount of tape that you can watch in a way, but there's also this saying that you can never prepare until you're inside that ring, man. Obviously, doing your homework and then being in that ring, man. What do you think you're gonna discover from yourself come fight night
About myself, or
Yeah.
about him.
about yourself?
I think, I mean, I my will to win, brother. That's really what it is, man. I'm gonna discover like how bad I really want to win that night, man. Because like I told you, dude, it's gonna be a dream come true, man. Winning this fight is a dream come true, and I've always said I want to be a world champion. Like, undisputed was never one of those things where I was like, oh, I want to be undisputed. I've always just told myself I want to be two-time world champion, and that was it. But to win all four world titles in one hit, man, bro, like that's gonna be, what, like, again, like, that'll be the epitome of boxing. What else is there to do after that? If that makes sense. Like, what else do I have to prove after winning this fight? Nothing. Like, I could retire the next day and I can just say, hey, bro, I was a fucking undisputed world champion. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, I was world champion. Yeah, but I was undisputed. So it's one of those things where I'm a really discover how bad I want to win that day.
And Ramon, obviously, a lot of people do admire Inoue. What are some things that you're going to be looking out for? Some of the things that he does well that you're going to be, on your A game for?
His explosiveness, how explosive he is. We know that he's very explosive, and we know that his explosiveness is what separates him from the bunch. But I know that taking that away from him will you know will give him issues.
And there was moments in his career where he had like an aura of invincibility. One of his last fights, he was dropped. Does that give you like a sense of like, hey man, if that person can do it, I can do it too?
It gives me a sense of he's human. Like, no one's invincible, brother. No one, you get caught in the right shot, bro. Like, look at me. I never gotten dropped as an amateur in sparring as a pro, and I got dropped by a dude who didn't hit hard because the guy did not hit hard, but he just caught me with a good shot right here in the temple, and I was just went down. And it was kind of like, man, I didn't expect it, but again, it just goes to show like no one's invincible. Like, um, and any given night you can get dropped. So that's how I'm taking it.
How
No,
rewinding back to that punch? How did it feel? Like you said, you never been dropped. You never experienced that before. More recently, I think we saw Bacoli go down against Joseph Parker with that same shot, and then he couldn't recover. Most famously, probably Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz. How did it feel from your point of view?
It felt weird. I'll tell you that. It felt weird because it was one of those things where I just felt my whole body just kind of like went sideways, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I never expected it. So I got up. Mentally, I was there. I was good, but everybody kept telling me, no, your legs didn't look good. Like, your legs looked, a little wobbly and stuff. They didn't look under you. But I was like, man, I felt good. Like, I could see all the punches that he was throwing when he came at me. That's why if you see the fight, like, he came at me and I was moving on all his shots because I could see everything. But they told me that my legs weren't good. So really, it was just, as funny as it sounds, man, you look straight, but your body's like, so that's really what it was. It was just a good shot on the equilibrium.
and obviously nobody wants to take that kind of shot as that Ramon. But do you feel like that added experience to you? Like now you know how to weather that? Do you feel like you had to go through that to gain another layer to your game, or?
I feel like, I feel like God's timing is perfect because, for example, I took that little knockdown, I felt what it was, and then look, I got the Inoue fight. So it's one of those things where I know this fight's gonna be tough, and I know this fight, either one of us can go down at any minute, any second of the fight. So it's just like I said, man, it's God's timing, bro. I was able to kind of like it showed me, okay, you're gonna go down in this fight, but your next fight, you're gonna know what it feels like, and you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be prepared for it.